Listen Vision, DC's #1 recording studio.
Welcome to the Swerv Show.
What's up, folks?
Hello.
How you doing?
Happy June.
It's June.
It's Pride Month.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it's
it
Pride
is.
Month, and then the other thing that it is, this is African American Music Appreciation Month.
Yes,
We
it
love
is.
that.
And we are kicking it off with a great celebration. We've got a wonderful guest to join us. We've got Damon Maurice Bouvier,
Yes.
singer-songwriter, Washington, D.C.'s finest in the house, and he's going to be with us later on today, folks. So
We're looking forward to that.
We
and
are.
and he's eye candy too, so he sounds good and he looks good. So
Yes.
we like that. All right,
Are you
so
flirting?
not yet.
Just checking.
You know, old man is single. Anyway, so we got the legendary Tony Nelson with
Hi,
us.
guys.
And Yarday Noir
Hi.
here. All right, so let's get started. Let's check in. What's going on, folks? How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing wonderful. I just did the Axe Racine show.
Yeah, I was there for that. She did a wonderful singer there.
She was fabulous.
She was
oh
great.
my gosh, she was fabulous.
She was great. Cicely,
Cicely, she was fabulous.
We got to bring her on the show.
She reminded me of Angela Bofield.
Oh.
There was a little Angela Bofield in her voice.
Okay.
Oh, you had a
Okay.
special
What
face
did
like
you
that,
think?
though?
No, I mean, but she had a very unique sound. She was
It
great.
was beautiful.
Yeah, that girl could sing.
Yeah.
She could sing. Anyway,
Hey, Sylvia.
so what's going on with you, Mr.?
Okay, so what's going on with me? So I'm going to make this official announcement right now. Literally for July and August, I will be doing, I haven't officially named it what it is, but it's going to be on Mondays. I'll be doing like a makeover for women.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to...
Like
so if you-
online and live in real
yeah,
time?
It's going to be a live thing. So what I want people to do, I'm going to put my email address here on Facebook, or you can inbox me.
Just for women?
Just for women?
Just for women.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have to remember that.
So what I want people to do is, if you know a woman who has a survivor story or someone who has overcome something, I want you to send me their name and their story, and I will choose somebody, and I will make them over using my hair and makeup skills. What I realize is that I want to use my talents to give back to people and empower people. And so I know that it's a gift and a ministry, so that's what I want to do. So for the next 2 months, before school starts, I'm going to use every Monday in the month of July and August to make over women who have amazing stories.
And you're going to do it live in real time.
And Sylvia, I know
Oh.
Sylvia Terrell knows someone.
Okay, so folks, get your recommendations out.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let's bring up the image for our May-June issue. This is the latest image that's hot right now, and I just had a conversation with Mustang earlier today, and he was saying, he's still receiving great feedback from it. So that's good to hear.
Wow.
And I did push out the story on Abounding Prosperity and Adodi. Abounding Prosperity is an aid service organization in the Dallas area. It's doing great things. And then Adodi is an organization founded for and run by black gay men. I think many of them are living with HIV, but it was really started as a support group, and they do a big retreat, and they're a national movement. So please make sure you pick up a copy and check out the article. And it's also on our website as well. So anyway, the other thing, since everyone's checking in, I want to check in.
Come on, check in.
I just got some really startling news.
Oh, tell us.
the news?
The street that I grew up on, they are renaming it.
This is in
Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, Delaware.
They are renaming part of it the Fletcher's Boulevard in recognition of
Of
our
your brother.
family. Of our family. My
Wow.
father, mother, brother.
Wow.
I was shocked.
Were
I was
you?
like, the
That's
council
good.
member, I was
That's-
like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
Isn't that something?
Are they going to have a day
In
where
June,
Are you going to
That's
go
cool.
up?
I am. My question was, is there
a
an
monetary
honorarium with this? I said, is there an honorarium that
You
goes
gonna
with all
look for a
this
check.
praise?
Oh, Jesus.
We're going to start calling you
But
Red
that
Fox.
was a great honor. I mean, I grew
It
up
is a
around.
huge honor.
It's a lot
I was
of
getting ready to say
parkland.
something, but I'm not trying to
I'm sorry.
get us banned.
No, don't get us
had
bad.
a horrible
Don't get us
joke.
bad. But anyway.
While we're here, I just want to give a shout out to my promoter, Teresa Beavers Jackson, who is the owner of Black National Pantry System. I am Mr. Black National at large, and we will be having the pageant in October of this year in Washington, D.C. Shout out to Albert Frank, Maurice Stewart, Jerome Braggs. Thank you for joining in. He's one of my favorite people. He's somebody to follow.
Quick. Don't forget, we're going to have Prince and Princess at the Bachelor's Meal
Prince
on
and
July
Princess,
15th.
yes. We'll be here in Washington, D.C. If you are a newcomer who likes to compete in the pageantry system, Prince and Princess, Black National Prince and Princess will be in July. What's the date, Tony
15th?
Nelson? July 15th here in Washington, D.C.
And we'll have to get a flyer for that. Okay,
yes.
we better get
and
moving.
Jasmine Blue, my daughter's on. Hey, Jasmine.
So we better get moving. Okay, so let's go to news. We got a couple of news items. The one in particular, I think I got picture 2 there. Jacob, do you have that? Okay. So the former CDC employee Timothy Cunningham's death was ruled a suicide.
Yes.
And so an article came out this week from the Atlanta Constitution citing or identifying that he had some mental issues.
Yes. Wow.
But to me, it still sounds very suspicious.
Well, if I read the entire article through. Which is, by the way, everybody who watches the show know that I wore green for the entire month of May for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
And I decided to wear green again today on purpose because I knew we were going to talk about this story.
Yeah.
And we know that yesterday Kate Spade committed suicide.
Right, correct. Exactly.
And so I just wanted to come back and talk about this. I did read the article, and the article talked about how his mother and father both said that there was some concerning conversations they had. His sister even talked about a situation he was struggling with his sexuality, and his best friend who lived in Texas, who she had just had a baby. She had talked to him like either the night before he came up missing, or the morning of, because she had just had her baby and he was going to be the godfather.
That's right. I didn't see
and then he came up missing. So. At first, I was kind of like, that's skeptical. But after reading the article and hearing from the different family members that he really had some struggles that he was dealing with. And so because of that, Jacob, can you put up the number again?
Jacob, you got the number? There you go.
I want to make sure that we push
this is real, folks. This is real.
This is real.
Right.
And the Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-TALK. This is extremely important to me. I say this over and over again. I am a person who has learned to manage my depression.
Right.
I have gone through therapy, and I take antidepressants, and it has been absolutely an amazing process for me. It was challenging and hard, but I just want anybody who is dealing with any form of depression or reach out.
There's always resources, people.
Yes,
access to resources.
And the world needs you. You have a gift that sits inside you that the world needs to see.
Well, Yada, can I ask you a question? Because
Sure.
I saw on Facebook yesterday when Kate Spade it came out, and someone who I respect, and I don't get into Facebook battles, but she said, "Oh, that must be, we don't something about privileged white people," and da 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 da. And I was just thinking to myself, why is this about race, and why are we not paying attention to the fact that black people? There are a lot of black people who suffer from depression.
Oh, absolutely,
All day.
absolutely.
And how do you?
All day.
And that's the reason why it's people
day.
like this guy gets slipped.
And I'm gonna tell you, I think the hardest death that hit me in reference to suicide was Robin Williams. That thing hit me so hard because
it hit me too.
Because I loved Robin Williams. I was such a fan of his, and it's amazing to me the man who was able to make people laugh could not find a way to save his own self.
Well, it's difficult, and people don't. Me being somewhat of a funny person when I'm in character, I know when my father passed away, I was not deep in depression, but I was very down. But you're still expected to rise to that occasion, and that can have some backlash effects when you get home and you close the door and you're thinking like, okay, what about me?
Well,
you have to grieve. You need to grieve reality.
But I also think with Robin Williams, the reason why he hit me so hard is because I'm a person who always am a jokester.
Right.
I'm a happy-go-lucky person. But what people don't realize is a lot of times it's the tears of a clown when no one's around.
Right.
And I put on a great smile, and a lot of times people never knew that I was dealing with a really bad depression.
I didn't know.
A lot of people did not know.
Right.
And so you put on a smile, and I know for me, I cut up and act stupid because I understand what a smile could mean. I touch people, I hug people because sometimes the
Somebody
touch
else
or the laughter can save you for today.
True.
You see what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And so that's why I do it. And so that's why the story with Robin Williams hit me so hard. And so when I hear about Kate Spade and I hear about this, gentleman,
right.
this
Who
gentleman-
they say she was obsessed with Robin Williams.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Suicide.
Didn't know that.
Her sister said that she was obsessed
Wow.
with his suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I
this
just
is something
wanted to make sure that we
ought
talked
to,
about
and
it.
we'll continue to flush this out both
Yeah.
in the publication as well as on the show. So let's move to the next item. So item number 3 there. Stockton, California offers a basic income of $500 a month
Yes,
to
God.
address poverty.
You're
and
welcome,
the mayor,
Teresa.
they have a young mayor. Can you put his image back up
Yes,
again?
bring him back up.
Michael Tubbs. He's 27 years old.
Wow.
He's the first black mayor they've had, and he's the youngest one they've had. And he's started this initiative. And there's some countries that have replicated this program because you end up giving the poor, paying out more to accommodate homelessness and those sorts of things and the problems and the nuisance that it causes. Why not just give people money to stabilize? It's kind of coming anyway.
Right, and again, I read the story. First of all, there are a couple of things. Can you put his picture back up for me?
Yeah,
for a
and he a
second?
cutie. He got married,
First of
y'all.
all,
He
he's-
ain't one of the
First,
children.
He ain't on
outside
our
of-
team.
He ain't one of the team.
He
but
knows he
we
tied
gotta
the
give the man
perfect
his
knot
grace.
though. His
He's
that knot is
handsome.
tied.
This man is the first African American to ever be named mayor
Of
in
Stockton.
Stockton. He is the youngest. He was elected at age 26.
Wow.
Which absolutely sickening. His father is actually doing life in prison. His mother pretty much kind of raised him on her own.
Single mother, right? He talks about
he talks
them
about
growing up
that,
and-
he was raised on the system, blah 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 blah. And I think these stories like this are amazing to me because I think this is why the average person needs to get into politics and make the change. Because when you have people who don't understand the struggle, they don't understand why there's a need.
Right, they They can't empathy. They have no empathy. So this is a really great experiment. I know everyone in the country is paying attention to it. It's getting a lot of major press, so we'll keep our eyes on it. And maybe this is something we need to bring to the district because the district has a homelessness program as well as New York that it cannot eradicate.
And
can't.
an article talked about that he got the concept from Alaska. So Alaska was doing this because Alaska was getting money for the oil that they were getting in Alaska, and so they were dispersing money to all the people who lived on the land.
Which is what the rich country, like Qatar, those people don't work. They get money from the government, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you get a stipend from the government based on all this money they bring in.
And speaking of, you're saying a
And it's
district.
privately funded. I meant to say that. It's not from taxes.
Yeah, it is
It's
privately funded.
It's privately funded from a foundation.
from the co-owner of Facebook. Go
But with
ahead.
the district, we were talking about homelessness. They were saying that the homelessness problem in California could be the reason why it could be the thing that tips the Republicans to win California because the homelessness there is so expansive.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even
Yeah,
though
it is.
even though the Democrats did well, and California has a different system. It's not a two-party. Even though the Democrats are going to be in every.
Right, it was the ones that get the highest two.
There's going to be a Democrat in just about every election there. However, they are saying that this homeless problem in California is creating a surge of conservatism to address it because they feel like the non-conservatives have not addressed it properly.
Well, income inequality is just crazy. It's getting out of control. But let's keep moving.
Hold on 1 second. I want to jump in. Sandra Lopez, thank you for tuning in. Sandra Lopez said, I feel the problem with homelessness is a lack of pressure to correct their issues once given the proper opportunities. And so I'm assuming that you're talking about challenges that may cause a person to be homeless. And sometimes I do think that sometimes we don't try to correct some of the core challenges. We just try to put Band-Aids over situations. And I think that's what Sandra's
That's
talking
the way
about.
I'm reading
not,
that.
Yeah, that's the way I'm receiving
Well, let's
it.
move on. Let me squeeze one more item in here. We got Bermuda law to repeal same-sex marriage has been declared unconstitutional, which is sort of encouraging, but why were they trying to repeal that law in the first place? I mean, the gays travel to Bermuda, don't
Well, one of my children lives in the Bahamas, but sometimes I feel very strongly about spending my hard-earned tax dollars in these countries.
What's going on with the Caribbean?
I mean, just don't understand.
They're behind the British colonies. The British folks have moved on from that. Now they embrace same-sex marriage, but the colonies are still honoring their old systems. Go figure.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we're gonna move on. There was one other.
Hey,
we're not gonna talk about that. Let's move on.
I just want to shout out your brother, who is our amazing graphic designer for Swerv Magazine, Tony Fletcher. He is on, and Aziza Jones, who is a clinical therapist for the military. Oh. Shout out to you. Hey, Aziza.
We need to bring you on sometime. Okay, so let's move on. I got a new element I wanted to add. So Oprah has inspired me because Oprah has a book club. She's got a new book. So we got a book club.
I love a book club. This is good.
All right. Jacob, do you have that image? Image number 4? There you go. All right, so this is Broken Places by my good friend Ron Anthony Martin. He was here this past week. Oh, wow. This is a great book. It's a coming-of-age novel. 3 young men confront homophobia, sports exploitation, and racial profiling as they work together to preserve their individual dreams. It is a movie in the making. I suggest everyone read it.
Oh, you've read it?
Oh, I've read it a couple of times.
Oh, you going to get us the book so we can read it too?
You can go to Amazon.com and order your
own.
Is it on audio?
Oh, I don't think it's on audio. I don't think. And he sold out all his books last week.
Wow.
Yeah, I told him you should have.
So can we read it and come back and talk about it in a month?
Yeah, as soon as y'all go to your copies. Yeah,
I'm great.
On my copy tonight.
Okay. Good. And so
Ron, and you got.
And I have an idea too.
So we got a book club. If y'all know any writers.
So we're gonna talk about this next month. Is that what we're gonna do?
We can.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, well,
we're gonna talk about another.
I also want to kick out the book for next month. I know you're gonna kill me.
Next week.
Are we doing a different?
Just to mention them. We're not gonna talk about it.
Well, if anybody, I'm in the middle of reading Jennifer Lewis's The Mother of Black Hollywood.
I heard that's just porn on pages.
I like that.
No, it's absolutely amazing.
I like that.
And the audiobook is amazing to hear her tell the story.
God,
but anyway, the audiobook.
All right, okay, let's keep moving. What's hot? All right, so we got a number of items. So image number 5, Baltimore Pride Fashion Show, June 15th.
Ooh.
Earl Bannister is being featured.
Earl Bannister is back, baby. Yes, God.
And I think they're still looking for models if anyone's interested.
Earl Bannister and I grew up together. He lived right behind me.
Earl's a great designer.
In Seat Pleasant.
He is a legend.
So, folks,
in the area.
June 15th, check that out for Baltimore. Okay, let's move on.
We love Earl Bannister.
Oh, Pose. So we had the premiere of Pose. That is... All right, we got to give it up.
Yes, Tyra.
And that's Dominique Tyra Jackson.
Yes. Okay, so...
She was amazing.
So Dominique is her name in the pageant world. She's Tyra Ross.
But what's her name
what's her name on the show?
Something Abundance.
She's the mother of the House of Abundance.
If you haven't seen that, what did you think, Tony?
I thought it was absolutely spectacular.
I was impressed. I was
impressed. And you know what I liked about it the most? There was so many references to when I was young.
The 80s. It was the 80s in New York City.
Someone in one of my private groups said, they call me Unc in this private group. Where's Unc? Because I'm the oldest one in the group, I think. He knows all these songs. I was like, you're about right.
Oh, yeah, they did play all
the music. Was good.
It was great.
Can I tell y'all, the moment that had me on the verge of tears was when that boy got accepted into that school. At the end,
I said, "Why not just call it Alvin Ailey? Why are we calling it something else? It was Alvin Ailey."
Well, they didn't use real house names either.
Yeah,
I got that.
I mean, it's kind of
but
like.
They did reference the House of Pendarvis.
They
did
mentioned
they really?
it.
Yes,
they did.
I didn't catch that.
I heard it.
And they mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned LaBeija too.
They did. I heard that.
But it's the idea is for you to get and I think it's smart to not use a real house name because whatever you want the storyline to go, you don't want that particular house to feel a particular way. So I thought it was brilliant to create imaginary houses and use them to tell the story of the ballroom community. And what I also love about it is, I have a thing about people who are a part or telling part of a culture and know nothing about it. What I appreciate is they are writers from the ballroom scene.
Well, first, Janet Mock is one of the writers, and Ryan Murphy said he wanted to make sure that the transgender community was represented appropriately,
and the ballroom community, and they use real ball people.
Yeah, so I recognize a lot of the people.
Experience.
I recognize a lot of people in the audience.
Well, I just want to say and give a shout out because I know he's watching. One of my children, but my oldest child, Rudolph Fifth Smith, is one of the regular extras on the show, and I wasn't supposed to say anything before, but now you can, and he's going to be on every last one of the shows.
So it's Sunday nights at 9 on FX. The only thing is, when I went on demand, to see when the finale and stuff is, the rest of the episodes to record them, I only saw 3 episodes. So I'm curious to see if this was just a pilot, and before they expand the season. So we'll see.
And again, they may pilot. Shout out to Will Steen, who said that they did mention Pendarvis first. Yes, they did. So Racine's house, they mentioned the legendary house of Pendarvis. I think, as we were talking about earlier, I believe that they probably only released 3. For now, just to kind of see what the following is. I'm sure they have more lined up.
I'm sure. All right. I know they do, because I know Janet Mock directed a couple of episodes.
Well, I think she wrote the whole.
Yeah, I know she was the main playwright. And she directed some. So,
folks, you got to go see. You got to see Pose.
Please
tune in on Sundays.
Please tune in.
All right, let's keep it moving. All right, so there's another great conference, the Black Lesbian Conference, July 27th through the 29th. Do we have that image? All right, there it is in New York City, and I know this is their second biannual, so they do it every 2 years. And I've heard good things about it. I know we covered it 2 years ago, so I wanted to make sure that people are aware of it, and maybe they can go register and support it. So it's a great thing. All right?
Yes.
Then the other event that's going on is Dallas Southern Pride presents Juneteenth weekend. We got 2 images for that, I think. Yes. So Kirk Myers, who is the executive director for Abounding Prosperity, is celebrating his birthday. See, there he is.
Is that him right there?
That's him
So
in the white and black. He's a cutie. I'm scared of him showing his feet.
He got pretty feet.
I'm sure he got pretty feet. And his boyfriend's the cutest thing, or husband, Jamal. Anyway, happy 50th birthday. That's going to be nice. And there's one other flyer. Look who's going to make an appearance, y'all.
Who?
Tank. Tank is going to be
I saw that.
So,
well, Tank is great. You could have it, Sandra.
And then what's this thing?
And Terrell Carter.
Yeah, but
Come on, Terrell.
But my question is, what's our fascination with Trina? I mean, the gays
She's
love
the baddest
Trina.
bitch.
Is that what it is?
It is what it is.
I mean, really?
Bitch.
She's the baddest bitch.
And this is my thing with Tank. He was cute when he came to perform here, but he just stood there like a wooden doll. I was like, dude.
But when you look like that, you can.
I mean,
he stood.
He took his shirt off
like a wooden doll. But
right.
let me just say really quickly, he was amazing backstage.
Mm-hmm. And he seemed nice.
And when they clear the people away, he came out and said, "No, these guys worked on the show just like us. Come on, let's take pictures."
I love
that was with the drag queens.
I love
and then he turned around and said, "Oh, and why'd you get out of your getup?" And I was like, "I can put it back on."
Did you tell him there's a fee for photographs with Tony Nelson?
On this WTF.
I want to give a couple of shout outs. Hey, Strong J. Kelly, thank you for tuning in. Cornell Stone, thank you for
I see
tuning
Will.
in.
Hey, Will.
Charlita Bowie, my cousin, thank you for tuning in. Frank Samuels, we see you keep making your shout out.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's keep moving.
Thank you all for tuning in. Like and share, please.
And share. Thank you, Sandra.
All right. Sandra. I got one other item, and this is a luxury, a privilege I'm going to take. So there are 2 black women playing in the semifinals for the French Open. Do we have that image?
That's me and
Sloane
Yarday.
Stevens and Madison Keys are playing tomorrow. So you got 2 sisters from America that are playing to see who's going to get in the finals of this next Grand Slam that are not named Williams. So shout out to them. And that's where I'll be tomorrow morning watching that, so don't call me.
What time?
Okay.
What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Shout out to Lamar Johnson. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey,
and
Lamar.
Miss Black National Princess, Miss Naomi.
All right, so we're going to move to our musical spotlight. So as we shared earlier, June is African American Music Appreciation Month, and this was initially started by Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter, the peanut president, and when he started it, he called it Black Music Month, and President Obama renamed it African American Music Appreciation Month. And so June is a big month for music. And actually a couple years ago, 2016, we celebrated with a music issue, what we called the Pride of Black Music. Wow. We featured both, you want to show it again? All right, we featured the one and only B. Slade, and we did a dual cover also with Toshi Reagan. Yes. So some musical artists, and so if you want to get a feel for the pride of black music, go check out this issue. It's on our website as well. But we have a wonderful guest with us.
I'm looking forward to this.
And we're going to show his video. What's this?
I just wanted to jump in real quick. I just wanted to say, so we have an amazing guest today. Coming up for the rest of the month, we have Yazara. will be here at the end of the month.
Yazara?
Yazara.
We love Yazara.
Oh, yeah, we got Yazara coming.
And Melanie Daniels Walker and her husband David Walker will be here.
Those are the singers right there. Miss Melody's coming. That's
baby,
the singer,
yes, God.
baby.
I just talked to her today. She's super excited about coming.
Oh, my God. What's that song that she sings?
I Need Your Spirit.
I Need Your Spirit.
If you don't have it, please go
It's
to
fabulous.
Amazon.
I Need Your Spirit.
I listen to it every morning.
That girl.
And Sandra Lopez does amazing black music at her Hampton Roads brunch.
Yes, she
you
does.
better check it out.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Sandra Lopez is the Dill Pickle. She's a former Miss Black National.
She's the former Miss
I
Everything.
need to meet her. Okay,
Yes.
we got to keep moving.
Sickening.
Keep moving. So anyway, we got a wonderful guest. We got Damon Maurice Bouvier with us. He's a local-based artist here in the Washington, D.C. area, but he's from Richmond, Virginia. But we're going to get into his story. But we've got I want to kick off and show this video he has called Love War. And then we'll bring him up and he's going to join us. So
yes, it's
kick it,
the
Jacob.
Love War. fight for it.
That was hot.
Fight
That was
for
hot.
love.
Get you some. How about that?
So look who's here, y'all. This is Demond Maurice Bouvier.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you for coming.
Absolutely. So you're kicking off our June celebration of African American Music Appreciation Month. So welcome.
Good.
So tell us about this voice. When did you realize you had this voice, man? That's what I want to know.
Well, like most artists, I've been singing all of my life. We all started in church, you know.
I didn't start in church.
You didn't start in church?
That's because you're a heathen.
I didn't start in church. I'm
So
sorry.
I've been singing since I was a child, but like, you know, I just decided that it was time for me to sing. I didn't like my voice for a long time.
Really?
I didn't sing for like years. I thought my voice was too deep.
It's a baritone.
Too deep.
I had this voice in high school, so
Right.
you imagine people picking on you, calling you Barry White, and you know he's a legend, but I didn't know that in high school. So
Right.
I stopped singing. I was like, I don't want to sing. I don't want to sound like an old man.
And
So everybody was singing in falsetto.
Falsetto
and
and
Well,
everybody
see,
was high.
the tenor is so popular now. I was about to say, you don't hear a baritone that
I can't
that
think
much
of a
anymore.
baritone.
and it's amazing. I love a baritone.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
right.
amazing voice.
And it's hard. It's also too that when you're singing, it's hard to find music, popular music that's in that lower tone. I'm a second tenor, first baritone, and so it's always difficult.
But you have range. I hear range
I don't
in
have
that
range.
voice.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. No.
Yeah, I heard range.
I heard a
in
lot of
there.
range in that voice.
Actually, I do have range. I love my voice now. I love the growth that I hear in my voice. And like, if you have my album, The Yellow Boy Chronicles.
Yellow Boy Chronicles,
Yellow
y'all. We're
Boy
gonna talk about that.
Yellow too.
Boy
Look at
Chronicles.
it. Yellow boy.
I'm like, really? We had to go there?
Right. And I can hear my own growth. You know, I can tell when I recorded something like a year ago, and then I go back and record something else. I can hear the growth in my voice and in my range.
So I have a question for you. So when you think about your style of music and who you are as an artist, who would be the artist that has influenced you and your sound?
Tank.
Really?
I can
Really?
hear a little bit of
Okay.
tank in his voice.
Elaborate on that, please.
I mean, I love Tank. When I listen to music, I like to find artists that I can see myself with. Not with.
With?
We can
I think
Yeah,
we can
I-
all see
well,
ourselves with
oh my
Tank.
Tank is doing the gay
Hey,
pride.
Everything in my
A
head
little
should
duet,
come out of
maybe.
my mouth.
I thought he and Genuine were gonna do a duet last week, but that's a whole other story.
As far as vocally, I like to attach myself to artists that that I feel that our music is similar. So Tank has inspired me. In my earlier days, Will Downing has inspired me.
Oh, Will Downing's
We
great.
love
Will
Will
Downing.
Downing.
From the gospel side, what is the man? Darwin Hobbs.
Oh,
And
okay.
Darwin
Come on,
Hobbs
Dog.
and BB Winans, those guys in their
Oh,
tone.
BB,
Lower
yeah,
ranges.
definitely.
Yeah.
I was like, this is me.
But
I can do this.
There's a name you haven't mentioned that's a natural. Jaheim and Luther. I hear
Jaheim was
both of
next.
them.
I was now. Jaheim is what people they
I
most
hear a
like
lot
to
of
say. You
Jaheim.
sound like
Me too.
Jaheim. You sound like Jaheim. So I like being compared to all of those artists
Yes.
because they're all great.
Well, you have a fan on here.
We got several
Sandra
fans.
Lopez said, "Tony, can you please reach over and touch the hem of his garment for me in the name?"
I don't want him to knock the rest of my teeth out, so I'm going to leave that be.
So tell us about Yellow Boy Chronicles. I know it's been out for a minute.
Yes, it's been out for about a year and a half. It's an independent project that I put out myself. I financed it myself. And it's basically stories about me. Most of the songs are personal. I started out, I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it. I started out with Love War was my first single, was the first song I ever
And tell us
did.
about that. What's the
I wanna
impetus
know what-
about that?
You know, Love War came about, I was in the shower.
Okay.
Sandra.
Picture it.
Sandra.
Sandra,
Sandra.
are you picturing it in the shower?
I was in the
Sicily.
shower.
He's a bit of a tease, isn't he?
No, it's really kind of deep. And at that time, everybody was fighting about gay marriage. It was like, we don't want the gays to get married and this and this. And I was like, everyone was fighting against love. Who is fighting for love?
Right.
And so that's
okay.
how Love War came about. And it's like, somebody needs to start fighting for love. Everybody's trying to attack it and take it away from us. Let's start fighting for love. So that's how Love War came about. And it was a pop song, so I figured I wanted to put something out really quickly. It wasn't really what I wanted to put out vocally, but it was something that was catchy and introduced myself to people.
So it sounds like you do a range of different types of music, and you had mentioned to me that you didn't know if there was an appeal for R&B, and I said, oh yeah, we all love R&B still.
We love R&B.
Well, when I said that, it's like I don't feel sometimes that the gay community has an appeal for R&B.
And Tank
music.
is performing at...
And Tank, Tank is really established. I mean, I'm independent. They don't really know me. Like if you book somebody for a pride, the audience doesn't want to stand there and like swoon. They don't want to hear a crooner. They want somebody that's gonna pump their fist, jump, or rap or twerk. You know, all those things are wonderful, but that's not what I do. So sometimes people are hesitant to book me because my music is straight R&B.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but our folks like good music. You had something you wanted
Well,
to say?
I think also too. And I get what you mean. Even when we look at the face of how music is now, when you look at, let's call a thing, that a lot of prides are being pushed by the age range that's popular right now.
Right.
And so
Right.
when you look at that age range, this age range, this new generation is not in love with R&B.
Well, they don't know anything about music. But that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other ministry. That's a helpline that we not. I'm
sorry. Did I say that? Did I say that?
You did.
But that's judgmental. I mean, because I remember when '90s R&B came out, and I was like, yes, sample, and the generation before us was like, that ain't music.
I need a horn
'90s
section.
music is hot music. It is some of the best music
with the right talent.
No, I'm just talking about the '90s period.
Right. So what else is on you? Tell us more about the project and what else is going on with you musically.
Well, right now, when you hit me up and you invited me here, I wasn't doing anything. I was
What?
Like, I put
You hit him up? What you hit him up on, Jamil?
I saw the video.
Where at?
I saw the video.
0.5 miles
watching the
away.
video?
He hit me
You were 0.5 miles away?
Yo, don't try it.
Bless God, amen.
I saw his video. I came across his video. I think because we do a lot of. We've done some work with many of his good friends. His little posse, Chris DeLoach, Richie Sky.
Yes.
And somehow I
Richie
came
Sky.
across your video, and I was like, I didn't know he could sing like that.
So it's interesting because Chris DeLoach is one of us, is official Swerve model.
He's been on the 3 covers. Hi,
and
Chris.
Richie
Shout
Sky
out
has
to
been on the
Chris.
cover.
Yes.
He is family, and now you are part
Absolutely.
of the Swerve.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Swerve family.
And we're gonna push you. We're gonna push you out there. We want 35%. I want to tell you that.
Yes, and I want to give a couple of shout outs. My mother, Monet Dupree, is online. Shaquita
Monet.
Lee, thank you for
Shaquita
tuning
Lee.
in.
Hey, Shaquita.
And the amazing Desiree Knight, she is on. She's an amazing concierge and event planner. We want to thank you for tuning in. If you're watching, please like and share. Please like.
So-
And I got to shout out my brother Aaron Lee.
Yes,
He's watching.
Aaron.
He
Hi,
always
Aaron.
support. He's a So Debonair show down in Atlanta, so he's always
And
support.
they
Come on,
play your
Lana.
music
And
daily.
he always play my music.
So, Aaron,
Well, see,
so-
there's a lot. There is an interest for R&B
See?
music. He's playing. Your
Oh, there's
music
definitely an
daily.
interest for R&B music. I'm just amazed that you said you're not doing anything. What does that mean? You're not doing anything musically. You don't have like a place that you play on the weekends that you sing at. Is there a group that you're working with? A choir that you're singing in? Something?
Are you
There
on the
is-
corner just
I
with your
am-
bucket?
Come on.
Something.
I am not. Well, I really should, but I'm not.
We're gonna change that.
That's
All
why we
I'm not.
brought
but
you
I
here.
have started working on a new project.
Okay.
That
Since
was my
when
next
I was saying
question.
that you hit me up, I started working on the project. I hit up my team, my writers, and my producers and everything, and I was like, "Hey, let's put something else out."
Okay,
So,
okay.
Thank
So-
you for hitting me up and kicking me in the back.
Oh, we got to get you on. We got to get you on stage.
Get it
So,
started again.
what? Tell us more about what can we expect from Yellow Boy Chronicles? What other types of songs are on there?
You can expect a lot of sex on Yellow Boy Chronicles. I didn't know I was going to
Surprise,
go there.
surprise.
Sandra.
Wilson,
Surprise,
Sandra.
surprise.
a lot
I
of
didn't
sex.
think that I was going to make sex music because, like I said, I started in church, so this is my first time presenting
that's-
R&B music to people.
I'd say the most spiritual people are the most freakiest people you will ever meet in your life.
Those are the worst
I
ones.
grew up in church.
Give me a
Especially those PKs.
give me a
Those are-
PK. Give me a PK anytime.
Is he a
baby.
PK? Are you a PK?
I'm not a PK, no.
Oh, okay.
Freak show.
Freak show.
I tell you what. So you said you're not performing anywhere. So I work at Mr. Henry's, the legendary Mr. Henry's, where the legendary
Very-
R&B artist
Roberta
Brother
Flack.
Black was
was
I
discovered.
feel her spirit there every time I'm
They're
there.
always looking for people to come down and have a night.
Okay, I'll
We could
definitely
talk
come
to
out.
Cat-
We'll
so
Oh,
talk
you
about
mean
it.
like you like?
And
it's
Strong
your
J.
night
Kelly
and
is
you host
on.
the night, or you perform
You
on the
can
night?
come and do the night that we have a show, or you do a show, or you can come and meet Kathy Najee, who books the shows there.
Okay.
Roz White went down and talked to her, and she said, "Okay, we could give you a
Word.
night."
That sounds good.
We're gonna
I
follow up
appreciate
with you
that.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and I promise
And,
you.
So
I
I'm going to
will
hit
do
you
it.
up.
And when you're there, we'll
And the
come. You let
promoter
us
for
know
your
what's nice.
event, Strong
Yes,
J. Kelly,
absolutely.
is actually on. So I'm
And
sure
so
she's
you may, or
listening.
maybe you could just stop down if you want to meet her. You want to stop down. I'm going to right here in front of all these
So we got
people.
we just made a
Come
booking.
down
We
at
got to
the
make a
Right here,
booking.
live.
the fourth Sunday,
Right here.
the fourth Sunday of June. Stop by. Racine will be co-hosting with me that night.
Okay.
Come by and we'll bring your CD. We'll put you on. We'll let you sing in front of Kathy and the audience. And
Deal?
We'll see what.
Deal.
Okay. All right. Because y'all, this guy,
It was
he's
a
too
verbal
talented.
handshake.
He's too talented, y'all.
Yes.
He's too talented.
And they like
so
the
much.
Apollo.
Thank you so much.
now,
Okay, I have another question.
Go ahead.
We want to know about your body art. They said that it's
Yeah,
something
people.
new.
Yeah,
what's that got to do with his vocals, y'all?
Baby,
It's a package. It's part of the brand.
Baby, he said the CD is about sex.
Listen,
And if you go to his your Instagram?
my Instagram.
No, we're not old enough for the Instagram.
Sex sales, and they
My
buy
Instagram
it.
is officially Mr. Bouvier, so please follow me there. You can see all my body art. I have 13 tattoos. Actually, I'm looking at the camera. This is my newest one.
I
It's a rose.
see.
Most
nice.
of
I
my
like that.
tattoos are my music or my zodiac, Leo, but I love the body art. I'm addicted to it.
So you're a songwriter as well. You play as well? Are you a musician as well?
The first intro of my album is called I Wish I Could Play the Piano. I cannot play the piano, but I will sit at the piano and I would just bang it out.
Bang
and
it out.
Just
You
sing.
gonna bang it out? Bless God,
This
amen.
boy.
and just sing. So I do not play. I wish I could play. Writing.
I
I
want to know
write
what it is.
some-
It's a rose.
It's a rose, and there's a lion.
Oh, here we
And
go.
it's a
We're
lion.
just okay. Y'all. This is not strippers week, y'all. It's music.
It's
month.
not strippers week, but he
Music
is.
appreciation month.
It is music appreciation.
Let them appreciate
Let
the
them
music.
appreciate.
So
So I do write, but I also have a wonderful team of writers that I write with.
Okay.
Shout out to D Davis. He's
Okay.
a great artist as well.
Yes.
all right. So now I know there's a second video that we're going to show before the show closes, and it's called what is it called?
If I Were a King.
If I Were a King, and it deals with domestic violence in our community. I see
Yes.
that. So what's behind that? Is there a story behind? Did you write that song?
I did. I wrote the hook to that song, and I came up with the idea. Wrote the video. I directed the video for it. It's a personal song. It's another one of those personal songs on the album.
Okay.
And it was a situation where I was in love with someone who was in love with someone else.
Oh, wow.
But the person that they were in love with was not the best person.
Okay.
I was better.
Of course you were.
So
Okay.
I wanted to highlight that in the community because a lot of people don't talk about that.
Right.
They think it's just the heterosexual community that
That
has
deals with
domestic violence. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that and show that story. So I'm really proud of that. I think that's my favorite song on the album.
Well, let's show that. Jacob, do we have that? Let's kick that one, and then we'll talk about it.
I see you when you never seem to be smiling too much. And when you do, you know I see straight through the facade. Your heart has been broken so many times. Let me hold it. I never want a single tear to fall from your eyes. Cause when they fall, it always seems to kill me inside. I wish that you knew a love forever true. Cause you're worth it. A dozen roses is never enough. Every time he breaks your heart. If I were a king, I'd give you the world. All of the diamonds, the rubies and pearls. If I were a king, everything in this world you want is yours. Yes, I would give you everything, but it'd never be enough. And would you even see it's me, cause you're blinded by love? How can I get you to notice what is right in front of your eyes? And tell me why my love for you will come as a surprise. When all I see is heaven when I look into your eyes. I wish that you knew that I'd always be true. You are so worth it. A dozen roses is never enough. Every time he breaks your heart. If I were a king, I'd give you the world. All of the diamonds, the
comes up, I think. All right, man, wasn't that great?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yo, look at the talent we got here. Come on now.
And we were talking about how beautiful this song is because you can actually hear the tonality.
Yeah, your tone
of your voice.
is amazing.
Your voice is absolutely beautiful. I do want to. My aunt is actually on. My aunt and my cousin are both. My cousin said there was a beautiful song. My aunt.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She posted great topic: domestic violence. Our community needs to know that they are not alone. We need to stick together, whether it's a man or a woman. It happens on both sides. I'm just saying.
And
Thank you, Robin.
Really, that was lovely.
And you mentioned that you directed the video?
Yes, I directed both videos. Actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Well done.
All right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Man.
So, you guys out there, if you want to see him, he committed to coming to Strong J's Lipstick Review at Mr. Henry's on June the 24th.
June 24th.
We're going to get him a night. We're going to work on a
He
night.
can't
If
get a
you
date
can.
yet.
He said
I'll
he needs to
be
check
in
his
LA
calendar.
on the 24th.
Hit me. We're going to talk.
We'll connect.
Will you
When we
be
do.
performing in LA or are you just going to be partying in LA?
I'll be partying with the BET experience. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
rubbing
Are you
elbows.
singing out there?
Glow
Are you
up.
singing out there?
Not this year. I'm gonna rub some elbows. Maybe I'll sing.
You networking.
Yes.
We got
I ain't got no connects with BET
Yes.
anymore because otherwise we'd be able to make a call. But they all fired. They fired all that. But anyway.
Glow up, glow up, glow up.
So where can we get this project, Yellow Boy Chronicles? How can we get it?
Wherever you buy Beyonce, you can buy Mr. Bouvier. So that's iTunes, that's Spotify, that's SoundCloud, that's Amazon Music, that's Google Play Music. Make sure you're following me again on Instagram, officially Mr. Bouvier. You can follow me on Facebook, DeMar Maurice Bouvier. Mr. Bouvier is the supporters page. I don't say fan page. I say supporters page.
Okay.
And you're on YouTube as well because I
And
did
I'm
so.
on YouTube
right.
as well.
Okay, yo. I mean, this guy's so talented. We got to support him, and we're gonna make sure that he gets out and about and gets
Yes.
gets
We're
up on stage.
gonna push this.
Yes,
Right,
we are.
that's right.
so
We're not
much.
letting this go. I want you to know that. All
You
right.
family now.
And we'll work on a cover over the next couple of next year or so.
Hey.
Okay. All right. And is there anything else you want to share with us? You said you got some new music coming up.
I am. I'm working on a new project. It should be out in the fall. Like I said, I just started
This
working
fall?
on it. This fall, but it's this June. I'm only going to do 4 songs. So it's only going to be an EP.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
Smart.
something.
You
else
need
to
some
follow.
background. You need us to do some oohs and ahs.
Listen, you can do a little oohs and ahs, little
I
shimmy.
don't do oohs and ahs.
Shimmy.
I had to say it. I just had to.
We can do a few oohs and ahs. All right. As long as you got
Look,
the
if
voice
you need
recorder.
makeup hair, you
Yes.
need
Not
The
hair.
package. You need the
I
package.
can shave it. If you need makeup, you need wardrobe, style, and creative direction. Any of that, I do all of the above.
So your
Connected now.
R&B lives, y'all. You know, so
R&B lives.
Yes, it
we got
does.
some music. Now, do you sing other types of music? Do you sing jazz, Benny? Because jazz. Tony and I are jazz heads.
Huge jazz.
I have not explored jazz, but I'm not opposed.
You have the.
I love
that's
all
where
music.
You could
that's where
travel the world singing jazz for
And
the
you
next
love-
for the
and
rest of
those
your
songs
life.
are
I got
written for your
luggage.
voice.
Yeah.
Those songs are written for baritone.
Right.
Right.
I mean, look at Gregory Porter.
I love Gregory Porter.
I mean,
Gregory Porter's amazing.
You could. That would be you singing all over the world. No, seriously, no doubt, no doubt.
He's coming here too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go see him.
Yes.
You should come see him with us. Yeah.
I'll be there.
He's with the NSO.
Now, is there anything else you want to mention, Tony?
I want to mention that when he comes to Strong J Lipstick Review at the Legendary
We're gonna make this happen,
Henry
yo.
on one of the 4th Sundays of one of these months, I'm gonna let everybody know. Now, you heard it here.
Yeah.
And this is destiny because just coming across your video and everything, and I was like, I can't believe. I know Richie Sky. I know Krista Loach, and no one's told me that you sing like this.
I've heard him sing before. I've heard him sing at Racing.
The Axe Race scene. I was the first artist to do the Axe Race scene.
Right,
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh.
Saying,
See, I don't remember that.
And I remembered when you said it when he came here, but when I heard his voice on the second song, I said, "Yep, that was him." I remember him.
So y'all, we need to book him. He's available for bookings around the country. I know Atlanta. Everybody, we got fans that watch us in Dallas.
Some of these drag brunches, bring him
Right,
in.
all right, your drag brunches. Yeah, who's doing one? Isn't
Sandra's doing one coming up
Sandra
soon.
one, yeah.
no, who's doing? Sabrina's doing one in June.
Sabrina
in
Jewelry
July.
has
Coming
Dirty
up soon.
Martini on Saturday.
Okay, y'all, that's a start.
So-
Shaquita, hello.
My good friend Shaquita.
I know that's
I
right.
know Shaquita's a good friend.
I do want to say before we close out, because I know we're getting ready to close out again. I'm going to push myself, as Racing would say. This is a shameless plug.
Oh Lord,
I will
all
be-
this self-promotion.
I will be. Hey, why not? This is the platform.
This is
again, starting in the months of July and August, I will be doing makeovers on women who have had triumph stories. So please, I'm posting this now. There is my email address and my Facebook page. Please inbox me a woman that you think has had
traumatic experience,
a overcoming story, and I will sit down. We will talk. I will sit and make her over and talk to her about her experience. I truly believe that sometimes that your talent is your ministry, and sometimes it just takes showing people their possibilities in order to elevate them. And so that is my goal for the next 2 months before I start school. So every Monday, starting in the month of July 2nd is the first Monday, I will be making over women. So if you know of anybody, please inbox me their name and their story, and I will choose and I will announce before the month is out who that will be, and we'll be doing that. And also too, please, Jacob, if you could put the suicide number back up. Jamil, don't look at me like that.
No, because I want to say good night. I want to.
We still got 5 minutes.
No, we don't got 5 minutes.
Okay.
We got 1 minute.
Suicide prevention hotline, please. If you are dealing with some type of mental issue, please.
So I want to say thank you to Damon for joining us.
Thank you, Damon.
So
and we look forward to the journey, man.
Yes,
we family now. We friends. We're gonna make it happen. Tony, I want to thank you for always sharing. And that tie, I need that tie.
I might give it to you, Jamil.
And your day. Thank you, folks.
And my green.
All right, folks. We will see you next week, and we're celebrating the music of our community, the pride of black music, all month. So get ready, y'all. We got some surprises for you.
This month is fire.
Bye. See y'all later.
Guys.
Next week.
Thank you, Strong J.
Listen vision, listen vision, DC's #1 recording studio.
Thank you.